Although most Americans don't know it, Huawei is actually the third biggest smartphone manufacturer in the world, coming in behind Samsung and Apple. Its devices are usually well made with solid design and a premium feel, but they haven't always been high sellers. Now, with the Ascend P7, Huawei has finally made a really great smartphone that has the potential to woo iPhone users away from their 4-inch screens, if only it can make it out of Asia. Huawei has made an effort to design the Ascend P7 in the likeness of an iPhone, but without plagiarizing it line for line. The metal band along 3 of the 4 edges looks almost exactly like the metal band surrounding the iPhone 5S. It even has the same polished edges that shimmer against a satiny finish. On the other hand, the bottom edge of the phone deters from iPhone. It does not have the metal band and is rounded slightly, which gives it a look inconsistent with the rest of the design, but does feel nice resting against your palm. If you set the Ascend P7 down on any table or flat surface, it will slide right off the edge and crash onto the floor. The back is also solid glass, just like the iPhone 4S or a Nexus 4, and it has a cool mesh pattern that reflects light nicely, creating a sense of motion when you move the device around. The only downside of this design is that it's incredibly slippery. If you set the Ascend P7 down on any table or flat surface, it will slide right off the edge and crash onto the floor. Seeing as the device has a glass back, this is definitely not ideal. Otherwise, the Ascend P7 looks pretty nice, if not a little boring and overly square. It does feel like a premium device when you hold it in your hand, though. The same cannot be said for Samsung's Galaxy S5, which feels much more plasticky in comparison. The square edges and glass back are also reminiscent of Sony's Xperia Android phone lineup. At first glance, you might think the Ascend P7 was running iOS 7. Huawei has removed the app drawer, flattened the icons, and added pops of color on top of Android 4. 2. KitKat. Google's OS is almost unrecognizable under eMotion UI 2. 3. If it weren't for the availability